Hi all, this is Dr.
Hello,
J, streaming live from Long Island, New York, with
Professor Spike. That's
also
what that's
streaming
that's
live
that's what I'm going with from now on. From Long Island.
from Long Island, New York.
Yes.
Okay, so today was a day when if you watched CNBC or if you watched Bloomberg or if you watched any of these financial shows, coronavirus sort of dominated the discussion. Did you notice?
It certainly did. It certainly did. It took away all the steam from how we now have an emperor in chief instead of a chair. Instead of a commander in chief. So
Yeah.
it was like. So now let's talk more about something that we can step into martial law about, because if this thing gets bad, then we're gonna make sure it doesn't something bad doesn't happen in the U.S. Right?
Well,
We'll let it happen to China, but we won't let it happen to
the
the U.S.
most dire warning from a respected authority is this doctor in Hong Kong. That's, I think he's from WHO or one of those regulators, who
Right.
predicted that this could affect 60% of the world's population. Has that potential?
Well, he must have stock in something if he's going to say
Yeah.
that.
Jiggly is giving us
60% of the population is a lot of people.
Jiggly is giving us credit.
He's giving us credit.
Yes.
Oh, look at that. Yeah. Well, hey, rising tide lifts a lot of boats.
No, we deserve the credit. We have all the SPACs. There's hundreds of SPACs, or at least over 100. There are over 100 SPACs, special purpose acquisition companies. And basically, they're shell companies that go public with the intent of merging. And that's a way for companies to get quickly onto the NASDAQ without IPOing. Anyway, there's over 100 of them. We picked probably the two best performers of all of them in the last couple of weeks: DEAC and SPCE. So I think we do deserve some credit. It's
All
not like
right.
we picked any SPAC and said buy. We picked the two best and said buy.
There you go.
Lawrence is on. Dustin is on. Cabinet guy from the Green
From the
Mountain.
Green Mountains.
Cabinet boy, your man is doing well.
Yeah.
Chris is on.
Hello,
From
Chris.
from
Rainy,
Rainy,
Illinois.
Illinois. Chris, aren't you a St. Louis fan? I thought you were a St. Louis fan. Wasn't he at a Cardinal game or something? He chatted live with us.
Yeah.
Cardinal game.
Right from the game.
I remember that. At least I think I do. Don't forget DEACU. It's over 20 now. Wow. Is that that's the warrant? I think Clarence bought the warrant. Don't forget.
Okay, sorry.
It's over 20 now. Wow. Oh, I like hearing myself again.
Yeah, right, exactly.
It's
I have to
good.
make sure I put the sound down on that one.
In case you missed it the first time, Spike has got me on delay.
So it's so good you have to say it twice.
Yeah. Chris is 90 minutes east of St. Louis. So you're a St. Louis Cardinal fan? Or I was a St. Louis Cardinal fan dating back to the days of Stan the Man Musial.
Yeah, Gibson.
After we lost the Dodgers, I really became a St. Louis Cardinal fan until the Mets arrived. But
let me ask you a question about that. Were you a convert in '62, or did it take till like '68 before you started becoming?
I was not a convert. I'm still not a convert. I'm a Yankee fan.
You're not a convert?
No,
I haven't seen you wearing a Yankee hat.
It's like somebody who worships many religions. I worship the Yankees and the Mets.
You got to pick a side sometime.
Come to think of it, I don't know if there are people who worship in many religions.
Well, you're right. I'm simultaneously a druid. I'm a druid and a Jew, so I'm a Jewid.
Yeah. I am. We're 90 minutes east of St. Louis. Wow. Dustin jumped out of diac. I bought more.
Really?
Yeah. Catherine, hello from the Penny Woods of East Texas.
East Texas.
Jake is from Austin. Is that East Texas, Catherine?
I think Austin's in the west.
Piney Woods. Okay, Piney Woods.
Well, I'm looking at your Diamond Eagle. Yeah, people should be happy with you.
Yeah. Chris was Mets and a Cardinal fan till they moved to Illinois, and he dropped the Mets in '85. Okay.
All right.
It's hard to be a Mets and Cardinal fan. It is. Because,
It's like being a Mets and Jets fan.
No,
that's tough. Being a Mets and a Jets fan, you got to, you go through life constantly hoping.
I'm raising my hand because I am a Mets and Jets fan, and it's taken a lot of punishment.
Right.
Yeah.
As have I, and in a way, it's like, well, we deserve you, and you're a masochist, and somebody hits you, you don't go ouch, you say thank you.
Jiggly is giving he's reaffirming my call of 30K.
Yeah, melting up, like you said.
And in fact, we're going to show a chart of the Dow. It is going back into that Zoom channel once again. It's incredible.
It really is.
Incredible Dow. And Boeing, how about my Boeing call at 3:15? I said it looked like it had bottomed the other day, and I loved it at 3:15.
Right. I know. I was talking everybody out of it, though.
Before earnings, and I loved it after earnings.
Well, I was talking everybody out of it while you were talking everybody into it. So we'll see who they're mad at.
You don't know how much shit I took about that Boeing call. Everybody jumped on me. It's going to go to 250. Dustin jumped on me. Dustin, where are you? You apologize. I want an apology.
What exactly is blow off the top?
Dustin told me
it means there is no top. It means think about a volcano.
Blow off top. A blow off top is the Dow Jones Industrial Averages. That's what a blow off top is.
Yeah, Dustin's like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Dustin apologized for Boeing. He doubted my Boeing call.
That's funny. Well, so did I.
Well, so did the whole world. You don't know how much junk I had, junky emails I got, and I got.
Well, I guess the question is, did you put any of your money where your mouth is?
A senile old man, and
really,
people were not happy with my Boeing call.
Oh.
Boeing, remember the joke I made? And they're going to change the name of the Max to the Min.
To the Min, right? Exactly.
Yeah. Dustin still doesn't like Boeing.
Well, like I said, I can't say I blame him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like I said before, shouldn't you at least lose a couple of dollars when you kill people?
What's the story with the Democrats now? We're down to 3?
Well, no, Uncle Joe still has a shot, but yeah, he's not acting like somebody who's like a winner. They were saying that that one of them, Clinton, I probably didn't even win a primary until the 11th one. So, there is every reason to hope, but you have to be hopeful. And so, as long as you're sounding upbeat and not sounding desperate, then, you could hold up. But Joe sounded a little bit desperate coming out of South Carolina.
Yeah, he didn't sound good at all when he addressed that crowd in South Carolina. In Charleston, South Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, he was, sort of playing the old hits, but they weren't really landing.
Charleston, South Carolina was originally Charlestown. And then they put the words together to make it Charleston. I know that because a good friend of mine lives in Charleston, South Carolina.
Uh-huh.
And he told me the story of the history of South Carolina. Of Charleston, anyway.
Well, Do all the Charlestons have that same history, or are new Charlestons named after the Charleston town rather than
What are you
Charles?
asking me such hard questions that you know I don't know the answer to?
Well, I'm treating them like rhetorical questions. This
Oh,
way, when we come back next week, people will be like, "Hey, you remember what you talked about last week?" And I could say no,
all
because
right.
we're always onto
Tell you
something
what I
new.
talked about 5 minutes ago, let alone
Yeah,
that.
cabinet guy was like, "Well, thank you, cabinet guy. It's giving us Bernie."
Jiggly, don't forget my new call on the Dow. 38K by the end of the
That's
year.
right. It's going to go to, according to Dr. J, it's going to go up to 38 before it goes down to 0.
That's provided Bernie doesn't actually win. If
So 10
Bernie
bucks a week.
wins, I'm shorting the market immediately. I
As
go
soon as,
short.
well, that's the thing. What happens once Uncle Joe goes out? I mean, look, as much as I like Amy Klobuchar, I really had her for vice president, not for president.
Well, it does look like Bernie is a big favorite at this point, in my mind, to get the nomination.
Well, wait till Super Tuesday, then we can start talking.
Yeah, when we'll see how Bloomberg does, right?
When Blumberg gets in there, it may be that the only way you could fight fire is with fire, and that would mean billions of dollars. Oh, you call yourself a New York billionaire? Well, meet the real one.
I think I could beat them all with a 24/7 YouTube campaign. I should have started earlier, I definitely could have. Jigglypuff would have been my campaign manager. I would have had no problems.
I see.
I would have gotten Jiggly and Greg to be my campaign managers. I'd win for sure. For sure. Jiggly would tell everyone about Biopath, and that would be it.
Right. Oh, Biopath's another one. Boy,
Yeah.
you have a lot of laurels to rest on.
Biopath is my claim to fame. What are you kidding? How many of them go from 4 to 78 in one day?
Nice having that kind of 4 to 78. Yeah, well, it's worse when it goes the other direction.
I mean, that's the call of a lifetime, and I forget it. And Chigley told me he wanted another one,
right. Give me another. Right. That's what he said last week. Give me
just
another Biopath.
Just give me another one.
Just give me one more. I didn't listen. I didn't listen hard enough.
Oh, look at this! With an endorsement like this, how could I lose the presidency?
Right.
All I got to do is run. Can you get me, Steve? Spike? Can you get me on the ballot?
Gonna get you on the ballot. Yeah, right.
I want to get on the ballot.
Bloomberg couldn't even get himself on the ballot.
Oh, no, he could.
Was there still that kerfluffle where they weren't going to put Trump into the ballot in California or something like this? I think that was old news.
I don't know. I heard that there's somebody actually running against Trump.
Here and there, yeah.
No, there's one person, right?
Yeah.
The governor of Massachusetts.
No, the governor of Massachusetts just came out of the Democratic line.
No, there's another guy.
There was somebody else.
Yeah.
And you're right. He was from the Northeast.
I thought Massachusetts, a former Massachusetts governor, running against him.
There are a lot of those. You're right. A chicken in every stock.
Yeah. I would just say now is the time to buy.
Right.
What?
That's what you would say. A chicken in every pot.
What would I say is now is the time to buy?
What would you say now is the time to buy?
Yeah.
Right now, well.
Yeah, right now.
Well, I know what I think I would buy, but I don't know what you would buy.
I would buy, if I when in doubt, I would buy.
Oh, when in doubt, that thing's over like 2018 now.
When in doubt, buy.
When in doubt, pull out the money and buy Amazon.
Buy Amazon. That's all.
There you go.
You know something? Everybody copies me. I was the first to say Amazon 3,000 by the end of the year. It was an analyst on CNBC. Guess what he just said?
Which guy? Jim Cramer?
I don't know who he's one of them. He said Amazon 3000. That's his target. It's called. He was bragging about how bullish he is on Amazon. Well, get online. Dr. J was first. And now what gets me really upset is what did I recently have a great call? Dow 30K was a great
right. That was your other one
from 21,000, and I have
almost there.
Another really good call.
Well, you definitely called Amazon.
Oh, definitely.
But you didn't call it this well. I mean, it had a great month of February. I mean, a phenomenal month of February.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm calling Bernie as getting the nomination.
Well, then there you go. Then
early call on Bernie. I don't think they'll catch.
No, you mean an early put.
Early put
On Bernie.
Take 5 puts.
Puts for the puts. Yeah, well, like I said, 2160.
The problem with the Wall Street Journal, isn't that a very conservative rag? Too conservative for my taste.
Well, the business section is not bad. It's the editorial. It's the editorial page that you got to keep away from.
Yeah, you got to keep away from that paper.
Right.
Yeah. In Business Insider is much more my taste.
Yes, I like that one.
So
I think we should start looking at some charts. What do you think?
Yeah, it's time to look at charts. Otherwise, before you know it, the show is over.
Before you know it, we just get started, and it's time to say so long. I
didn't know you were so talented.
Neither does anybody else. I just have a wealth of knowledge, but no talent.
Chris has a question.
Oh yeah, good question. Is it too late for tandem?
ARWR I recently added to.
Arrowhead.
And tandem I bought at around 70 after Jiggly gave me a headache, and it's going to 100. Right. And is it too late to add more to tandem? I don't think it's too late.
Well, I mean, if it's going to act anything like Amazon, you still got plenty of upward swing. And if it's going to act like the rest of the Dow, you still have plenty of upward swing.
Jiggly, I kind of agree with you. You can probably get it cheap at an 80, but it's probably not wrong to buy it at 80 either, because if you have a long-term perspective, I think it's going to 100. I agree with you. You got me to agree with you, and now you're disagreeing with Dr. J.
Well, it broke past its 75 resistance.
Yeah.
And yeah, it doesn't. We'll see what happens in a couple of days, but yeah.
I was tempted to add more today. I went shopping today. I bought all the coronavirus stocks back that I had sold.
Oh, which ones are those?
I bought APT. I bought what else did I buy?
You didn't buy. Well, nobody bought Lake, which was the one with the one with the masks.
I bought Lynn's codx, codx. The coronavirus tester. You know, you gotta know the people gotta be tested to be released from quarantine, right?
Well, so, either that or they wait for 2 weeks.
All right. Anyway, so let's get to the charts.
Sounds good.
I actually bought half a dozen stocks today, so I don't remember them all. I bought them all at the last 15 minutes of the day.
Well, yeah, actually, the stock market was accelerating at around that time.
Yeah.
When I saw it slowing down yesterday, I thought maybe it would, there would be a slow open, but it opened like gangbusters today.
I bought more diamonds on this dip. On the dip, I bought.
Oh, you bought more. You bought more of the DEAC?
No, I bought more Dow.
Oh, Dow. Oh, diamonds.
Diamonds are the way to play the Dow.
Right.
It's an ETF, DIA. So I bought more diamonds, probably right around this level. I'm not getting rich, but I figured it's going to 38,000, so why not?
Well, yeah, that's right. You know, if you think it's going, to 38,000,
Yeah.
there's no reason not to jump in.
No, you have to jump in if you're not. I'm in, but I got a little greedy. I had a little more. So I look at this. It's back in the Zoom channel. It's crazy. I mean, it was going up below the Zoom channel, but it's melting up so fast. It wants to be in the Zoom channel. It could zoom so high and so fast that it goes to the upper end of the Zoom channel once again, up around here. I could see 31,000
All right.
by.
Well, you have to put your chart so everyone else could see it.
You can't see this?
Well, I can't see it. Let me see if anybody
Really?
else could.
I wonder why.
Vocabulary. That's funny. I'm going to take
I
a
don't
look at
know
that
why
one.
I can't see it. I know there's a delay. Let me do the horizontal line. If it gets to the upper end of the Zoom channel, it could be 31,377 by March 6th. And why not? If I think it's going to 38,000, why not? Melt up.
You know something?
Melt up.
I mean, the slope that this thing is showing, you know, yeah, with your occasional dips.
Yeah. No, I think I'm convinced we're going to see the upper end of this Zoom channel once again, and maybe as early as March. So 31K Dow by March, and that's really not a lot because if it's going to get to 38K, it's got to get to 31K by March, I would think. Wouldn't you?
I'm I'm not. I'm just going to listen to what you say and say whatever you say is right.
Oh, you learned already, not to
Exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
okay.
I've learned already.
All right.
And the reason I'm saying this is because, again, I have not sold any of my VIX because I'm thinking what goes up has to come down. But I've been so wrong about this for so long.
I'll tell you when to buy the VIX. You're buying it too early. When Bernie gets the nomination,
yeah, okay.
hold up.
All right. So, so every Wednesday after we find out what happens beforehand, we should think about that.
Yeah. All right. I bought some of this on the dip. I bought it down here.
All right. So, like I said, your chart is not showing. Just so you know.
You don't see charts?
Nope.
So somehow
so go back to StreamYard and click on Show Your Screen.
So what do you think happened? I lost your screen?
Yeah. So if you go back to the StreamYard.
How about now?
Now we see it.
So you didn't see the Dow?
We didn't see your playing with the Dow. Now we see everything.
All right, so you see the Dow.
Yes, now we see it with your channel.
Yeah, 31.
Oh, I see. So you're saying we're entering right back into the channel again, which I agree with.
Not only are we going to stay in the channel, we're going to get to the upper end of the channel. And I think we get there by March. That's what I'm saying. So I think by March, beginning of March, we're at 31.3 on the Dow. And that's very modest. And I think we have to be if I think we're going to hit 38 by the end of the year. That's what I was saying to you earlier to you when you very dutifully agreed with me without seeing the chart.
Well, yes, exactly. Well, I mean, with you, seeing is not necessarily believing. Believing is believing.
Believing is believing.
Believing is believing. And you're right. You're turning me into a believer. But the thing is, like I said, as much as I have VIX, I'm also investing, in other places in the market.
Well, that's smart.
It's I'm not going to sell my VIX until Bernie wins.
I was bearish on a roller in Atlantic City. I bet against them on the don't pass to start off with. And I had like whatever I had on it. and I see he's rolling numbers one after the other and not hitting my number. So I started betting the come line, and I made about $4,600 on his roll. So if you're bearish, it doesn't mean you can't also be bullish.
Gotcha. Right. You could have money in both places.
I learned
you don't lose until you sell.
I learned that from the craps table. And I was happy to lose my don't come bet. Happy. They took my initial bet, and I paid me off 4,600.
Yeah, right. By that time, you had made all your money.
Yeah, I didn't care if I lost that stupid bet. So I was saying I bought APT at the end of the day. I didn't get it at the bottom.
This is your APT. So you're saying that right now what you see here is look, Lake has the same exact looking chart. If you want to look at that for a second, also, I mean that was the one that makes the masks.
I mean,
because it had this sort of meandering nothing. Then it hits this peak, and now it's back down again. And you're thinking,
I like the middle of a big green candle. This was the big green candle that it shot up on. So we're right about at the middle, at the low of the day.
Right.
So it's bullish to me. I have my crazy reasoning, but it's been working.
Well, you bought it at the end of the day, so you got yourself a little bit of a bargain anyway.
I got myself a bargain, I think, because all the coronavirus talk got me crazy.
Right. Right. So as long as that's not just a distraction for the inevitable end of our society.
But Spike, don't you think this is the perfect place to stop? At the bottom of the
absolutely, I agree. Because it looks like it found a new resistance here now.
Yeah,
because it didn't shoot all the way back down to its original line.
Look at the close the day after the big spike on 122. The close that day was 460. Where was the low of the day today? 461, I think.
Right.
Perfect
time.
Perfect.
So assuming that this virus play is worth doing, and there are enough people who think that this.
I feel that I caught the perfect bottom to go in on APT. I could be wrong. But what have I got to lose? If it goes down, I'm going to sell it quickly. What have I got to lose?
All right.
Not much. If I catch it just right, I'm going to make a lot of money because I'm going to buy it up here.
You mean you're going to sell it? You mean?
No, not selling. I'm going to add.
Oh, I see. Oh, you're going to add it. I got you.
I'm going to add it. $5.
Once you know you're in action, you're gonna.
Yeah, look,
go with it.
I bought it 470 something. I don't know what.
Right.
So 478, 479. Mm-hmm. So what? $5 I'm going to add, probably double up, and see what happens. So that's APT, kind of bullish. The mask company. Who was that masked man, Spike?
Who was which masked man?
You don't know who was that masked man?
Who was that masked man?
That's the Lone Ranger.
That's the Lone Ranger, of course. Yeah. Of course.
Right, codx.
Well, I have tell you one of my jokes about that later on. All right. Did you cover Lake? Good question. We talked about it, but I don't know if we're doing anything with it.
Did Lynn show up yet?
Not yet.
Lynn, I bought your codx today on the nosedive down. I bought it just before the close, so I guess I don't remember what I paid. Closed at 313. I must have paid about that, something like that. 315 maybe. I don't quite remember. I bought it again because you got to. If you have a quick test for this virus, I think could be a huge winner. If it actually is used, it'll be a tremendous winner. So it's a defensive play.
Right.
And do I expect it not to go down anymore? No, it probably will. So I probably buy again I don't know where, on the dip. I didn't buy much today. So I buy on the dip, add to my position on the dip. I don't know how far I go with it. Probably I give it some rope all the way down here.
Mm-hmm.
So I give it rope to 244. It's a very volatile stock. You can't expect to hit it on the nose.
No.
Not even Dr. J could expect that.
No, but
I sold my
you could,
INO.
I mean, you could see it. You know, if things are going like you said, you could see it testing those highs very easily and easily surpassing them.
There's one that I kind of bought too much of.
Which is that?
Sorrento. I got.
Oh, this
I
is the
got.
other one, right? Strength of
I
Therapeutics.
got carried away with the story about the cellularity partnership, the novel approach to fight the virus using placenta-derived stem cells.
Right.
And they're partnering up with Sorrento. They're a private company, and Sorrento would do the manufacturing, and they're negotiating with the Chinese, last I heard. So if the virus has legs, this stock could take off just on that one play. There's other reasons it could take off, but that's one of three or four. There's a legal case pending. If they win that, it'll take off. There's other drugs in the pipeline that could prove catalysts. So I like this one for many reasons, and I also like where it's sitting at the 200-day and 100-day moving averages. I also like the fact that the 100-day just crossed the 200. So there's a lot of things I like about it. It's at a good spot to buy it after a big pullback. You know, it was rumored to be taken out at 7, and Jake said it didn't pass the sniff test to him. He bought it probably at about 5 and sold it when I went into it at about 3 something. So the day after he sold it, I bought it. Now that's not taking away much from Jake, because Jake has been hot as heck, giving everybody La Jolla Pharmaceutical.
La Jolla, right.
And DEAC has been on fire. DraftKings.
Oh yeah.
On fire. So you got to tip your hat to Jake for those 2 picks.
Yes. Yeah, he'll get you guys rich.
He had one bad one in elgx. We'll forgive him on that.
Oh yeah, elgx. That's a dog.
Yeah, but every dog has its day, and
Right.
I bought some today.
Did you really?
Yeah, it had a little pop.
You're on a spending spree.
I told you
that looked like it was going on a free fall.
I bought a lot of stuff today. It's hard for me to remember all the stuff I bought.
Well, I think I might get into Lake now that we're talking about it. It has that same shape of the other one that you got all happy with. And remember, I've been into all these protective things because I'm such a pessimist about living.
Now, if we're looking at the chart, there's not much of a reason to buy it, but it's still the same fundamentals in play.
Which one's this? Oh, elgx. Yeah, no, it's.
There are the same fundamentals in play that have been in play since Jake started talking about it at 2. So I figure, what the heck? Maybe they'll get approval on one of those two medical devices for the heart, aorta. I think they have aortic devices that are waiting approval. I don't even know too much about it, but Jake was high on its fundamentals and possible approvals. I figured it's worth a flyer. It showed a little life today. Maybe it's just a dead cat bounce, but I'm willing to sit with it at 85 cents or 89 cents, whatever the heck it is. I'm not saying it's a great buy. I just, I got some extra cash.
All right. Do you have anything else on your list? Because we have a couple of requests here and there.
Did anybody happen to request curlf? Curaleaf, my favorite dispensary.
The pot stock's doing horrible today.
I love Curaleaf at this level. So I bought it. I added
Oh,
to
it's
my.
another one of your buys. Look at this.
I bought it below $6. What was the low of the day? 577. I paid about 590. It
Uh-huh.
closed at 605. That's tremendous. Tremendous bounce back. And it closed above the 100 or at the 100. I like the late day action on Curaleaf. Of course, I might have been one of the reasons it came back up.
Yeah, right.
With my 300 share buy,
That's right. You just tipped the market with that.
that 300 shares might have made it zoom. I figured I'll add to my collection. Buy
Something
300
like
today.
you said, within the next couple of years, these stocks are going to be they're going to be in the same kind of category as the fangs.
I'm collecting this one because I really think it's going to be the leader in dispensing marijuana throughout the country. So, Mayor Pete, if he gets in, I think we'll do very well with the marijuana stocks.
Oh, Bernie's not going to get in the way of people's marijuana consumption either.
No, Bernie will be good for that.
Yeah,
Good
he'll be
for
fine
something,
with it.
at least. Not good for much, but probably good for marijuana.
Even if the Democrats take the Senate, he's going to be collared. I mean, we're not going to have Trump too, and where whatever that it's just a whole new paradigm.
Yeah.
There'll be enough dissent to keep him from getting too crazy.
All right. So who wants what? Ramesh?
We want AIM, AIM, because
Is that AIM or AIMT?
AIM.
There's also an AIMT, I believe.
Right, because he said that this is Ramesh. He said that they applied for 3 patents, and the CEO was on Fox Business today.
First of all, Ramesh, what are you doing watching Fox Business? I'm not sure I'm happy with you, Ramesh. Just kidding. Is the Money Honey still on Fox Business?
Who's Money Honey?
Maria Bartiromo.
Oh yeah, she's there. She's got her own show.
She's got her own show.
Oh yeah, she's doing very, very well for herself.
Well, if she's on,
all you have to do is give up on all your principles, and you do very well in this world.
If she's on it, I'm good with it.
If she's on what, AIM or on the show?
If she's on Fox, it's okay. And who's the redhead that they stole from CNBC? I love her. She's terrific.
Yes. I forget her name. I used to love her too.
First of all, I like redheads.
Uh-huh.
And she's beautiful. I forgot her name.
I'll remember it in a second.
Yeah.
It's a very Irish name.
Yeah, maybe.
No, it was.
Did we cover Lake? No, but I tell you, that's one of the ones I was in and out. I didn't get back in, but certainly.
Like I said, the only reason I'm saying anything about it was that it has the same exact shape as that first Corona stock you were showing us.
APT?
Yeah. Where it had that jump up and then jump back down.
They all kind of have that shape.
Yeah.
All right, so AIM. It's up 60%. Couldn't you tell me about it before?
Yeah, exactly, right. Where were you? Well, it's 60%. See, I have AIM Immunotech, and I don't see it up any 60%. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong one.
You have to look. If you don't listen to me, listen to Clarence. Clarence is our resident guru. If you don't believe me, believe Clarence, okay? Is that okay?
Well, it's okay with me. I
like Jiggly's comment. Very astute, Jiggly. Jiggly and I are seeing eye to eye lately.
Oh, yeah, well.
I like his tandem 100 call, and now
Yeah, unbelievable.
I'm liking his 31K call by the Ides of March. I like it. All right.
No argument for me. All right, so did you look at AIM?
So tell me, was I better chartless or was I better when I fixed it?
Well, look, the thing is, people don't necessarily want to see the charts unless we have something really interesting to say with respect to the technicals versus the fundamentals. As far as the technicals go, we're on a bit of an upswing here. Like he said, a 60% upswing since the middle of February. But
one of those lucky guys that's married to a redhead.
Oh, that's what that was about.
Yeah.
You see all that inside baseball that I'm just not
Now,
aware of.
I want my wife to dye her hair red, but she won't do it.
It's not the same.
It's not the same.
No, it's not.
I could fantasize.
You know what they say about the curtains in the rug.
But I could fantasize. You know what I mean? If she dyes her hair red, I could believe it. All right. Enough about redheads.
Yes. So let's see. As far as things go, just to sort of close things out, we haven't really talked about amrn this go around, but amrn's sort of on a lull. We haven't talked about. We did talk about ATHX a little bit.
I have to thank one of the regulars on StockTwits. What's his name? Weed something, for talking me out of selling amrn. So I appreciate that. I was thinking of selling a little chunk of it. Remember?
Right. Yes.
And I held sway largely because of him. So I also, I watched the stock. It hit a low of 1720 and it bounced back nicely. So I was convinced to hold it. And so far it's working out. So, it's a two-way street. People listen to me occasionally. Of course, they have to do their own due diligence because
our opinions
are strictly our own and do not constitute investment advice. You know that.
I do now.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah. So, amrn, I guess it is on a bit of a bounce, isn't it?
Yeah, it's over 18 again.
Right.
Right. Cabinet guy is correct. Weed killer is talk me out of amrn, and I owe him one. Out of selling amrn. Thank you, weed killer.
There you go.
I wasn't going to sell much. I was going to sell maybe a quarter of my stake, which good I didn't, as of now.
Yeah, you think it'd probably end up going back to at least to 19.5. I'd say it's a little bit of a resistance there. And who even knows?
Should we chart AIM for Ramesh?
We might as well. We didn't do it.
I'm going to be nice to Ramesh because he's new.
Okay.
Even though he likes Fox. I haven't watched Fox Business in a very long time. Maybe I should watch it again. Look for that redhead.
Right.
I don't know why I can't remember her name. She is beautiful. At least she was really gorgeous on CNBC.
Well, back in the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, when she was on. All right, so I'm going to chart amrn, right?
Yeah.
Not amrn.
AIM. Yeah. So while you're doing that, I'm just going to remark on what Dustin said about another cannabis stock, Aurora Cannabis. They're going to talk about their earnings tomorrow, so I guess more bad news. I guess you could buy it. You could buy it, but you can't sell it. Is that the problem? I also watch your show every day. CVM you were in from 5. Good on you, Ramesh.
So what the heck happened today? There was news, evidently. It popped like crazy, and then it gave back at the end of the day. You see this candle?
Yeah, they're applying for a couple of patents.
I absolutely despise this candle. Not my favorite candle.
Mm-hmm.
I hate the candles with a tiny body and a very big upper wick. And let's see, actually, if I draw the horizontal line where it closed. I mean, how it looks. I think the fun and games may be over with this one. Look where it closed. I don't like this close at all. It totally negated the high of the day.
Right.
It showed great weakness. I see a retest coming of the low, maybe of the low. I don't like this one from the chart, although I don't know the fundamentals. So I mean, I can't say. Maybe the fundamentals are really, really good. I don't know. But I would not be too interested with a quick look at the stock. I don't like it. I offer this candle. I'm always subject to change. But this is one that Corey over on Twitter loves. He says 150, 170. I don't know what he says. Maybe not that high. 50, 70. He's calling out all kinds of numbers. And meanwhile, it did have a bounce off what looks like a low. So I like that. Trying to draw horizontal and sort of horizontal. So it made the low at 27.47 and came back nicely. It had a kind of icky day today, but I don't know. It certainly it closed at a good. It bottomed at a good place at the 100. I think it might be worth a play. I know the fundamentals are interesting on this one, but it actually went down on news, which is not atypical for biotechs. So the news was taken not to be as good as the aimt fans thought it was. This has a pretty big following on Twitter anyway. aimt. This is one to look at. Keep it on your watch list, I would say. That's what I would say.
Okay.
What was the other one? Space. This is my I love this one. I keep buying it. I don't care how high it goes. Buy it.
Oh, this was the other one of your
you see this kind of candle?
Virgin Galactic. Wow.
You see this kind of candle? What is it? What do you with the huge with the big volume? Would you say bullish or bearish?
I would say bullish.
Totally bullish. A lot of buying going on. So there's accumulation going on at these high levels. It's a tremendous potential. What really annoyed me is somebody on CNBC called this one the next Tesla. And Dr. J called it the next Tesla 2 weeks ago. So, you know, people listen to my show and then they go on CNBC and they don't get any credit.
Right.
I don't mind if they say Dr. J said it's
Dr. J said.
Why can't they acknowledge it at least? I don't care. It's not nice. With that, we're going to wind things up. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess the only thing I'm going to recommend to anybody is my ABBV, only because I've been doing well with it this last couple
very
weeks.
Very strong biotech.
Right, and I'm staying with my waters again.
I like ABBV. I like amzn, of course, amongst the biotechs. It's just amongst the big pharma.
Yeah.
I happen to like ABBV. It was a good buy, I think. What did you pay for it?
Somewhere like the high 70s.
I think you'll do fine.
Yeah, no, I'm not getting rid of it for a while. I was interested in a couple of things. Like I said, these more big deal things like clean water, biofilters. Now I'm going to look at masks because people now are going to start getting scared. Masks are going to start being fashionable.
I'm in space since 17. So
Ramesh is in good shape then.
Ramesh is smarter than Dr. J. But Ramesh, did you say it was going to be the next Tesla? I said that. I didn't hear you say that.
Well, you have that comment trademark now. All right, so I think this is a good place to stop.
Water or vodka?
Oh, well, it's not in a mug, so I'm going to say it's water.
Water, H2O.
Yeah. If it was in a mug, I would have said
if
vodka.
I'm drinking it quick too fast, it's not vodka.
Right, and also it's a pretty big amount. Not that matters to you, right?
No, I can't do shots anymore.
Oh, I never do shots. I slurp, even my tequila.
You're a slurper and I'm a sipper.
And you're a sipper.
Yeah.
All right, Ramesh. Cheers to you too. Again, just to answer some other questions. No, we're not day traders. We're just gamblers, which is different because it's like slow gambling. And
I only
hope everybody has a good
when
week.
I realized I made a boo-boo and I wanted to get the hell out.
Yeah, right. No, I pressed the wrong button. Let me fix that.
I've done that too.
Yeah, believe me.
Again, Lake, APT, take your pick. I like them both.
Sounds good. All right, have a good week, everybody.
When in doubt, buy.
When in doubt.
What do you buy?
I mean, buy Amazon.
Please subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to this, if you haven't subscribed yet, then what are you waiting for?
So Ramesh has a last minute question about CVM, whether it's going up from here.
No, here's the question, Spike. If they're still watching after an hour and they haven't subscribed, then they shouldn't have been watching this long. Hit the doggone subscribe button somewhere.
Well, right. That was that whole thing about Howard Stern. The people who don't like him listen for 1 hour. The people who do like him listen for 1 hour. The people who don't like him listen for 2 hours.
Yeah, that's right. People who do like me listen to me, and people who don't like me listen to me. It's all good.
Take care.
All right, tell your friends.
See you later.
What else do we want to say?
Good night, Mrs. Calabash, wherever you are.
Oh, Jimmy Durante. Nobody knows what that means.
Was that Jimmy Durante or was that Red Skelton?
No, Jimmy Durante.
That was Jimmy Durante. Red Skelton was good night and God bless.
It was he would end every show, every appearance, he would end with good night, Mrs. Calabash.
Yes, wherever you are.
Wherever you are. And I guess it's kind of a sad note to that, right?
I wouldn't know. I have to look that up if there's a backstory.
Well, I guess Mrs. Calabash was no longer with him, right?
Whoever that was, right?
Whoever that was, yeah.
Well, after all these years, maybe we could find out. We do have this thing called an internet. We could GTS, which means Google that stuff.
Yeah, we could Google it. Or you could, I think it was also in one of his songs, Good Night, Mrs. Calabash, wherever you are.
Well, I'll look it up and I'll have an answer for our crowd the next time I'm on.
Jimmy Durante was also called the schnoz because he had a huge nose.
Yeah. Well,
do you remember?
My grandfather used to say that he was his brother because my grandfather had just as big a schnoz.
Do you remember him?
Oh, of course.
Oh, okay.
Of course.
I mean, sometimes I'm not clear as to.
You're not the only old one around.
Well, you're not nearly as old as me, so. I remember when Al Jolson was alive. No, I don't.
No, I don't think so.
I think he died in 51. I was born in 48.
There you go.
Yeah, so I don't really remember.
No, I just remember the movie.
All right. Good night, everybody. Sayonara, au revoir, arrivederci, ciao. See ya.
Bye. Bye bye.
Hasta luego.